Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Guess what? Yes, we're still having trouble with our Patreon account. There's some kind of snafu there. I think it affected us last night, even when I tried going live and it wouldn't go live. Strange stuff, strange days, folks. And we've got a lot of censorship out there and a lot of new efforts to stop you from getting the information you're interested in. See, the decision is always up to you. We just provide information and a little satire to go with it, a little smartassedness. So, world events, domestic events, events in your town, right? It's all about you and what works for you as a free person. Once you have taken care of you and I have taken care of me and we've taken care of ourselves, then we can come together and work as a city, a state, a nation. Well, at the very least, we should be working together as preppers to get this started. And that's what this channel is about, getting you prepared and saying prep to action, right? Getting involved in the world. It's no longer just about us when it comes to our government, right? We can't just say, I'm living my life, you government take care of stuff. We found out exactly how good they are at that. Now let's take a look at a global problem, folks. Is the Ukraine war over? Well, oh yeah, hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up. It messes with YouTube, makes them realize this is important content that they should be promoting, not hiding. So let's do this. Let's get into the news a little bit. And yes, I may be a bit of a smart aleck. That's okay. Now, President Zelensky held a press conference, said that Ukraine is being pushed towards peace, but the benefits go to Russia. It sounds like the Russian-Ukrainian conflict is over. Well, I mean, there's still bombs being dropped and military on the ground, but I think the push for the war is over. I think they're going to be done with it pretty soon. I think they're going with the Kissinger plan, as stated at the World Economic Forum in Davos a week and a half ago. I think they've decided, yeah, it's far more damaging to their wealth and their means of wealth production, these super rich elites, if they push Russia so far that it's over the edge and it can't give its assets, its natural resources up for the rest of the world to buy and make good use of. So poor Zelensky says they're being pushed towards peace. By who? The United States, right? That wants to send more missiles, long-range missiles to Ukraine? Is it being pushed towards peace by the UK and NATO, who want the same things? Well, who's doing this pushing? Certainly Putin has been asking for peace and saying, let's talk. Really, let's sit down and talk. But Zelensky's had none of that. So someone, folks, is pushing him. Yep, he said Western politicians and the media are beginning to push Ukraine to end the war with a result that is not beneficial for Ukraine. This comes from Yahoo News, folks, mainstream media, right? Mainstream media. Here's a quote. I do not have any negotiations on any plans, on peace plan, that is. Such negotiations are currently at zero. So it sounds like Zelensky wants the war, while the United States, through back channels, politicians, the European Union, through back channel and diplomats, are saying, it's over, buddy. And the quote continues, everyone really wants to push us little by little towards some result that is definitely undesirable for us, because we have not been asked yet, but beneficial for other parties that have their own interests. Again, different, both financial and political. Well, wait a minute here. That's an interesting statement. It's beneficial for other parties that have their own interests. Does that sound like World Economic Forum, large corporations? Yeah, let's see. If they stop supporting him, it's because the World Economic Forum and international corporations have their own agendas. Yes, of course they do. Their agenda is the moolah. Got to make that money, right? Now, Zelensky goes on. He says, fatigue is growing. People want the structures. Oops, let me fatigue is growing. People want some kind of result for themselves, and you and I need a result for us. He continues, thus, I did not discuss with them the structures for resolving the issue of this war with a positive result for us. So he's worried about us. That's right. Voldemort, who was installed in a coup d'etat back in 2014, not an elected change of government, but a military change of government. Now he's worried about us. Well, who is us, Zelensky? You and your cabinet, you and the Ukraine oligarchs. They're not liking the fact, folks, that politicians in other countries are saying, you know what? It's time to end this. We've done enough damage, right, around that popsicle stand. And then corporations. I think they've realized that they've lost eastern Ukraine, and it's time to salvage what they can in Ukraine with Russia while benefiting through other ways and means that they have, folks. They've increased the price of oil and energy. They're going to get a lot more of their renewable, carbon-free energy projects manufactured around the world and installed around the world, including within the United States. Just yesterday, good old President Xi turned loose the power of the federal government in an emergency. What power was that? Right? The Defense Authorization Act, and demanded through it that solar power, solar panels be purchased, procured, manufactured, whatever it takes, I guess. Well, that's a big deal. More solar power, huh? Great. We now have anywhere from 8 to 13 hours a day of some kind of electricity being generated. Well, what about the other half of the day? Right? Well, I guess we'll get to that in the near future. But for now, folks, it looks like the Ukraine war is now winding down. And isn't that what we all want? Peace? Isn't that what we all need? Peace. Not fighting, not conflict. Can't we just all get along, as Rodney King once said? I think so. But it is the unfair business advantage that corporations want in controlling the assets and resources and means of production. They want to be in charge of that. And they want the government, the authoritarian government, to be in charge of you, me, us. That's what they want, folks. Authoritarian government. It's called socialism. They're pushing for that. They call it peace, but it doesn't always work out for the people. But the powers that be, folks, in government and the powers that be in big business, they will do all they can to get what they want. They've gotten what they could. They've created the movement for change with this war, a new Cold War with Russia. They've got what they wanted. They're going to have to lose, give up eastern Ukraine. But I think that they're going to get far more in wealth as a return out of it. Again, I think they wanted to start a conflict. I thought that, I believe they think that Russia would fold quickly, that would give up and not like all the sanctions that's been placed on it. Turns out they were a little bit wrong about that. Russia's a lot more resolved to oppose the New World Order. But be that as it may, there's always a backup plan for the super rich. And just like them, we, me and you, need a backup plan. It's called prepping, because we're going into this great reset. It's been started and going for years now. Wake up, America. Wake up, world. The great reset has been going for a long time. And it's got a long time to go before they are satisfied with the results. Now, like the Ukraine war, this is an incredible, important key that I think you should consider, is the power structure wanted all of Ukraine and to make an enemy of Russia and screw things up and raise oil prices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they got that. But they didn't get control of Russia, though they're going to benefit economically. Now, in free nations like the United States of America, not DC, but the United States of America, these United States of America, they may get more financial power and control and economic growth and wealth, right? But they may not get control of us, the people. While they may get a lot of their economics in place, That doesn't mean that we have to give up our rights. Our First Amendment right to free speech can still exist while these punks make their money. Our Second Amendment right to self-defense and defending our nation can still exist, even though these World Economic Forum scumbags get their financial plans in order and start making money off of us, as they always have. We don't have to give up our rights and lose, folks, in order for them to win. They're going to win, right? They always do. But ultimately, that win results in economic destruction as well. And that's kind of what we're feeling. So get your food, folks. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Get that together. It's very important. We need to be prepared for what is coming. And what is coming, while it may not be as bad as the war in Ukraine, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be different. It's going to be American. And if you're in Australia, Australia. If you're in Canada, the Canadian version. UK version. Yeah, we're all going to get a different version, right? A little spiciness. So it's best to be prepared. And chance favors a prepared mind. It sure does. Is yours. Godspeed to all. We'll be back. And yes, we'll be back live every day on YouTube this week, unless we can get Patreon patched back up and get that service working. And folks, we're always ready with backup plans at the Prepared Mind channel to make sure that you get the information you need. Semper Fi. God bless America.